Hi, this is Lymphoma blog number 2 of 2021. Yesterday I was talking about symptoms, and one of the things that I mentioned was if you're on the branch of Hodgkin's lymphoma, that tends to affect young people. Um, all the others that come under non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, they can affect a range of ages. My particular type of cancer is called follicular lymphoma. And when I went to the doctors, I was 53 years old, and he said to me I was young for this type of cancer. So it implies that it's something you normally get as you get older. But actually, I know 3 or 4 other people who, none of whom were in their 60s when they were diagnosed with this type of cancer. So it can affect anybody. And indeed, when I had chemotherapy at the time, I certainly know there were 1 or 2 young people with my type of lymphoma who were having chemotherapy at the same time. So I'm only telling you that not to scare you, but more to, to reiterate that you need to be vigilant in terms of how you're feeling on any one day. The thing that you may or may not know is that follicular lymphoma is incurable but highly treatable. So in my mind, that acts a little bit, in some ways, say like multiple sclerosis, in that it lies dormant until it decides it no longer wants to be dormant. And therefore I am well until I become ill. I'm monitored every 6 months. I'll never have a 5-year all clear. So every 6 months you get used to going backwards and forwards to the blood clinic to be checked out, or across COVID. Some of those were actually telephone conversations over the last year and a half. I had 2 face to face. I tend to find the face to face a little bit more reassuring, and just partly knowing that someone's actually looked at you and also, had a feel around for your lymphs to see, and they always have a good feel up here and under the arms and in the groin area, which are the main examination points. Then your bloods get sent off and they're checked generally for organ functions as well as your platelets and things like that. And you get your platelet information immediately, and the organ stuff, you don't really hear anything unless they flag up something. With COVID, there have been a couple of changes. I mean, the last time I went to the clinic, they did some extra tests to see what my B something or other levels were, and also to test my thyroid. However, I've had no results, neither to tell me they're okay or to tell me they're not okay. My doctor said there's been nothing come through, I should ring the hospital. The hospital said they were sending them to my doctor. I think this is just a reflection of the state of our wonderful health system at the moment, because they are bulging at the seams with demand and struggling to keep on top of things. So in terms of my bit that I try to do, I am advised to take vitamin D, and predominantly across the winter when you're getting less sunlight, but that's all about boosting your immune system, because this is viewed as immunoefficient. I am immunoefficient with the blood cancer, and that makes me critically vulnerable to COVID. So I therefore take vitamin D, and over the last year and a half I've kind of instigated a regime of cycling, preferably 5 days a week where I can. I'm now up to about 15 kilometres a day, just weekdays. I have the weekends off sometimes, or not if I'm trying to catch up. But that's kind of just to keep my general fitness levels up, because one of the things that I've always remembered that they said to me back in my 53rd year was that one of the reasons things were in my favour, if you like, despite having a grade 4 tumour at the time, was because I was young and relatively fit. So keeping yourself fit will help you in many instances against any kind of long-term disease or illness that comes along. So that's Lymphoma blog number 2 of 2021. As I said yesterday, feel free to ask me any questions. I don't tell necessarily the complete story of what happened to me because it's all there over the last 7.5 years. But I'm happy to share and talk about anything that's useful to you. Okay, so look after yourselves and be vigilant. All right. Speak to you tomorrow. Bye.